thank you for everyone for joining me tonight. Happy solstice, winter solstice to everyone else. Here, I think most of us will be celebrating it. And today's topic, I only give actually astrology talk only once a year. Unfortunately, because sometimes I wanted to give talks more often, but sometimes my schedule does not allow because I have a bit too much on my plate right now. But however, I'm very glad that, at least I make it a point that I give this talk at least once a year. So tonight's talk is about navigate 2023 to emerge as a winner. Okay. So as we all know that 2022 has been quite a challenging year, maybe for some people, but some people will find it's a year of opportunity. So it's just that I would like to make a slight poll here. Let me paste this into the chat box. How do you find your 2023? Okay, so yeah, at least more than half in this room feel that it's still good, excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, for those that not so good, hopefully in 2023 it will be a better year. At least you will know that what's coming. You will have some foresights, and you can prepare yourself on to receiving the 2023, the year of 2023. Okay, so this is. Yeah, the next one is that I would like to ask the audience here that, in 2023, what will be your focus? Is it wealth, relationship, health, family, or other matters? It seems that the health and the wealth always get the top attention, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. So roughly, I know that what you're looking into, and then let me just proceed the talk outline for today here. So we shall go through the year of Water Rabbit 2023 outlook. And then my co-author, my friend here, PC Wong, also will give you a little bit snapshot on the global trends, some global trends, where are we heading towards. And this will also, give you an idea what will the investment landscape like next year. Okay, so you can reference the slide section by 1, 2, 3. Here, the slide section here in 3, 4, 5. This is how you follow the slides. So that I will section it by section, and then we follow by how does the energy of the Water Rabbit year impacts you, and then what are the solution. I will offer some solution for you to navigate 2023, the 12 animal signs, and also for you on the good days, especially those that the rituals of preparing Chinese New Year rituals, such as hanging red banner, spring cleaning, time to commence work, even time to receive the God of Wealth. All this will be in here. A small gift for you guys for attending the talk here. So for those of you, I see that I see some old friends here. I also see some new faces here. So maybe some of y'all has already know me. So I'm an engineering professional, and I have passion in Chinese astrology. So now I also become a Chinese astrologer and a passion into wealth management, because every month, my co-author, PC Wong, which is also here today, he and I will talk about the global trends and how it impact the investment landscape. He will do his research on the global trends, and I will also correlate my knowledge of the charts, the energies that comes monthly, to let people know that what is coming. And so far, I think we have more than 80% accuracy. Okay, so as you know that some of y'all knows that I'm an engineering professional who served the MMC for the past 30 years, and I've managed to work. I've managed more than 100 of manufacturing companies around the world, such as LG, Samsung, Motorola, to achieve quality, productivity, and efficiency. And most of the commodity I manage are high-end commodities, such as lithium battery, LCDs, and also some mechanical parts. And upon my retirement in year 2020, I have written 4 books here. And also recently, I have co-authored together with PC Wong on the 2023 Water Rabbit Astrology and Global Trend Forecast. You all can download a chapter. Later on, I will give you the link to download a free a chapter of this book to look at, what more on what is the snapshot of 2023. So basically right now, I like to create things. I have 2 YouTube channels and I still write. And I also created a lot of courses. So my main portfolio is just to create. So I also created 7 essentials in supply quality management, which is related to what I've done in the past. So we are in section number 1, looking into the water rabbit year of how it will looks like. So I will start with the 5 elements, the energy map itself, and then we shall look at the Mother Earth prophecy, which is an ancient text. Okay, and then the changing era as well. So it is actually a very exciting year in 2023. And here is that how I go into Chinese astrology, because a lot of people think that Chinese astrology or Chinese metaphysics is like, superstitious and it's not real. Upon I journeyed into this science many years ago, I think more than 10 years ago, and I've also spent a lot of my resources learning this science, because actually upon learning it, the basic, when you go down, it's just an energy from those planets, because planets needs to have energy to stay on their orbits. So all these planets we are the 3rd planet from the sun. Okay, so all these planets around us will have an impact, the energy impact on us. And in the past, in the ancient days, those wise people, those sages, they look at the sky and also they chart the pattern and they correlate with the happenings that around them, the historians. So far, I think Indians also look at the sky. I think the Egyptians also, maybe they look at the sky, they have astrology. But I wouldn't say that which is more accurate, but I would think that the most well-documented one will be Chinese. Okay, so this is why Chinese metaphysics become very powerful. We have historians. If you know, I think for those Chinese people, they know all those historians like that. One guy named Sima Chen or something like this. He documented a lot of things, and this is how we can have all those old texts and correlate all this. And why only? And in Chinese metaphysics system, we have only 5 elements, which is wood, fire, earth, and then metal and water. And here we know that there's 7 planets. Why only 5? Because these 5 planets is the one that we can see visibly from Earth that is also impacting the energy of the Earth. Whereas Uranus and Neptune will be too far away. That's why we cannot feel the impact and people cannot see the sky. In the ancient days, because they are all bright objects in the sky, so you just call it sing or stars, and they do not know how to differentiate between planets and the star. This is how it comes about that this is the thing, the fundamentals that leads me to believe that this is real, the energy is real. Okay, so each of these planets, they have an energy. Water, the water is represented by the Mercury. Maybe it will have the water characteristics. Then the Venus, metal. The Mars is fire. Saturn is earth, and Jupiter is wood. So if I do not know whether y'all know what is Duke of Jupiter or Tai Sui. Any one of y'all know what is Tai Sui here? Just give me a check, yes or no. So Tai Sui is actually a very important energy, because every year people are afraid of this Duke of Jupiter, because it's the biggest planet in the solar system, and it will impact us more compared to other planets. That's why whenever we are, and each of these animal signs, they will go through the 12 animal signs. Each of them they will have, 1 year that in the palace or in the position of the Jupiter. So this is where, when you have an internal birth chart, it will really impact you in certain way. Okay. So next year, the leader or the Duke of Jupiter is Rabbit, because it's a Rabbit year. Okay. So these two planets that has the biggest impact is Jupiter and Saturn, because Saturn is furthest away, but it's still, a big planet. So the energy is bigger, so it will impact us more in certain ways. Yeah, for those who are in Chinese culture, maybe they heard of it, but you do not know exactly what it is. So here is what we look at is the 5 elements. These 5 elements, the wood, fire, water, and also earth and metal, they are all actually in the form of energies. That's all. And what we do is that in the ancient days, not me, this one, in the ancient days, those people, they have the capability of translating the dates, the time, into a 5 elements charts like this. This is called a Bazi chart or 8 character chart. I think you have seen before, right? Or 4 pillar, people call it 4 pillar, because there are 4 pillar characterized by the time, the year, the month, the day, and the hour. Even right now also, we have that energy that externally, that is, a certain elemental energy. So this is how we have already translated a Gregorian date here, a Gregorian date here into a 5 elemental chart using a system. Okay, and today is very much a system called 10,000 years calendar, but today it's made easy with the existence of the software, because once you key in a software, you can see that, everything it comes up this, but it will not be exactly like this. Is my own version. It's easier for me to look at because I like picture, and I look at the picture, and once I look at the picture, I already know which element is dominant. Preferably, we always want a chart that is very balanced. That means they are creating each other, controlling each other, so that no element is stronger than the other. Okay, once the element becomes so strong or weak, they will not become very useful. Okay, the excessive energy will not become useful. The smaller energy will not become useful, because each of this energy will have an impact on you. They will have a role to play on you or on the year itself. So in this energy chart, or in this energy map of 2023, we will always reference it to the day. That means the day here, this is the every new year, we will look at the arrival of the spring chart to determine what the years looks like. So this is the 2023, and how people forecast, or how you can see nowadays a lot of feng shui master in the TV or in everywhere in the social media, where they will make a forecast. This is how they forecast based on this 5 elemental energy. Okay, so the day here will always represent every human being on earth, or in a country's chart, it will represent the right yard. Okay, we all as a citizen. Okay, and then the month here will represent the government here, and also the external will represent the overall global trends, and the hour here will represent something like expiration or productivity in the global chart. And from here, we can read the energy, and we will know that what is going on. For the year of 2023, do you think the chart is balanced? Can y'all type in the chat that do you think the chart is balanced? Looking at this chart here, we have a lot of yes, Jeremy, you're very sharp. It's not balanced. Okay. Yeah, you can see that there's no metal here, right? And also, we have fire here, right? And also wood here. That means this chart has a lot of wood and fire. So next year we have a lot of wood and fire. So what it means to these people here, we are the people, we are the vehicle now. Next year, the water, the mist water or the kui water or the yin water is actually the vehicle. So what we control, because water control fire, so means that the fire is a wealth element for next year. There's a lot of wealth element here. Whenever a strong element and the people cannot control, it will have a problem. That's why we expected that, you know, maybe the financial will have a reset or a problem, which we already started to see even now, because the winter solstice is a very important transition point for the year. It will also determine what the next year looks like besides this Li Chun chart. And we can see that there's a lot of financial resets. I think BC has gone in and do the trend analysis and it correlated with what I found. Okay. And then next year, at the same time, we will have a lot of wood. A lot of wealth, that doesn't mean a lot of people will make wealth. It's not this way. It means that it will receive a lot of attention. Even a lot of wood means that, you know, what we control our innovation. That means next year, there will be a lot of innovation, especially, or people will be very creative, and wood also, because the earth is very little, right? There's not much earth in the chart. Also, there's not much metal. The earth is very little. Actually, the earth here will represent government. So that means that the government will be very weak. I think we see that a lot of governments around the world is weak, and we have no government that does not last, or prime minister does not last for over 40 days ever since October trend. So it will be a very challenging year for the governments, and also people. It will be quite chaotic from this chart here. Means a lot of output means also innovation, a lot of, you know, rebelling things going on. And there is some alliances, but it's very weak. It's very superficial on the surface because same element, this is friends. And okay, we know that here the water, that means actually metal is considered as producing water. There's no resource. Okay, this chart really no resource at all. That means next year resources will be very scarce. Means that supply chain will also be a very big problem. Okay, so this is how I read the chart in the in the this one, water, the fire will burn, the wood will create even more fire, so it becomes even more imbalanced. Means that we will also, it also tell us, you know, whether like it will be very hot in the summer, and also it could be very cold in the winter. Okay, so this is one of the way that we look at the years one way. Okay, the next method is that we can also look at it through the Mother Earth prophecy, or we call it Di Mu Jing. This one has been exist for a very, very long time. It always appear on the first page of the Tong Sing, okay, the book of Almanac. It is always appear on the, because every year there is a new year, then there will change of a book. And in the ancient days, people use this book to predict the crops, because crops is primary activities in the olden days. That's why it's very important. They even look at the weather, because the weather will impact the crops, right? So so we look at the year pillar here is a water rabbit, because normally we will know it as rabbit. People, I think in recent years, people are aware that, you know, what is on the top, the stem here. So it's water rabbit. And what it translates also in the Mother Earth prophecy, half of the people will be happy, half of the people will be worried. So it looks like the rich might get richer, the poor might get poorer. This is one of the ways. And then spring, summer, water plenty. That means there will be a lot of water, maybe too much water. In the spring, summer, winter will be lack of water. This shows that extreme weathers, okay? Sickness will still be a plenty. That means there will still be some sickness coming in. Maybe COVID mutation, some new viruses we do not know. And then food storage, it's not good now because of the weather is too extreme. So maybe the food also is not good. So I think food prices will also increase. This is one of the prophecy, the Mother Earth prophecy starts to get notice, you know when? is in the COVID years, 2020, because a lot of people are challenging all these feng shui masters, Chinese astrologer, why they fail to predict such a major event such as COVID. And then people go back and search and they found that, oh, actually in 2020, there is such thing called the Di Mu Jing, or the Mother Earth prophecy. And inside it says that there is great sickness where half of the population of the people will die. And this was made like a few thousand years ago. And it's true that a lot of people die, but luckily that there's vaccine, because at that time, when this script was written, there was no such thing as science or vaccine. So they are unable to predict the vaccines that, has stopped, at least has get the COVID under control, or else I think we will still be under lockdown if not because of vaccine. Okay. So far, any questions? Okay. So next, also 2023 is also another, it's a transition year that in terms of the new era, you will notice that in your eyes, everything changed very fast, right? That the technology starts coming, the cryptocurrency starts to come in, and everything changes like almost in a split second. And then and I will tell you what are the very significant changes that you can see, and that you have to also admit that this is the energy or the driving force to a new era already. So we will term it as a synodic cycles, which happens every year, with the Jupiter and Saturn. They will have a conjunction because these two big planets and is in the outer orbit of the Earth. So they sort of take a very long time to go around the Sun, right? We all take 1 year, which is 1 Earth year, but they all take like I think Saturn takes about 60 Earth year. And that's at one point these two planets will meet. And when these two planets will meet, the forces is so great now, because these two gravitational forces, they are the biggest planet in the universe, and they have and also means that the gravitational forces, the energy will be very great, and it will really impact the Earth and set it, to another era. So this is why, we are having, 20 years cycle. Okay. Yes, that's right. It's true. Because now Chinese metaphysics also become a very prominent knowledge. Last time in the period 8 in the Earth cycle, I think not much, because fire also represents Chinese metaphysics. That's why more and more people go into the Chinese more and more people go into Chinese metaphysics. You can see that some of the prominent masters, they have thousands and hundreds of thousands of followers. Okay. So they already knew this. This is where this one. Okay, next. Okay, so this is how, we set the period 8 to period 9. And period 8 actually starts officially in 2004. Okay, it was a stable Earth period. And at that time, I think if you all notice, what is the most profitable investment at the time? Earth, ma. Can someone give me something? What's the most profitable? Yeah, right, exactly. Properties like, goes up by, at least double, some even go up to triple, and their financial boom, and also young men start to come out. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, this was my ex-boss. I used to work for his company, Michael Dell, and also Mike Zuckerberg. All this starts to become prominent. They were young men, right? In 2004, some of them just graduated, some of them have not even graduated. They just, go out and become an entrepreneur, and they become very successful. So this is the era of the in 2000s, 2020s. Whereas in period 9, it was starts actually officially in 2024, where we are already 75% into the period 9 already, okay, because it starts actually in 207, the chi or the energy start to set in, and almost more than 50% in 2020 when there was a great conjunction. If you remember, I think in December, almost at Christmas night, our 23rd, there was, I think some friends are here, Cassandra, we went and make a wish, right? We saw 2 planets conjunction, right, at the time. Okay, so that was the time. So it's that time that we have more than 50% of the energy already sets in. Okay, so it was like that time that was the closest that we can get. So and period 9 is actually represented by we so-called a Li Gua. This is actually Ken Gua. Ken Gua means cash. Li Gua means fire, means technology. That's why you see fire is now burning. Technology is the forefront. Okay, and then it's also set by the COVID and the online world, everything. We go to social media. I'm also very active in social media. If you are in LinkedIn, you can always connect with me. Okay, you can find Evelyn CM Tan, and I'm very, very active in LinkedIn. I have more than few thousand followers in LinkedIn also. Okay, so and then it's the era of middle-aged women, because Li Gua means middle-age. You can see that all these people become Mary Barra and Kamala Harris, and also these ladies, Sarah, this one, she's the CEO of Sphinx. So all these people, they comes up, and I think if you work for the corporate world, you can see more and more women taking the lead in a leadership position, right? Okay, so this is what the 2023 brings you. And to summarize, we have to really say goodbye to the earth stability. It was like, employment for life, as I like to say, and now it's employment for needs. It is more on that. Okay, so there is always opportunity in 2023. Okay, it poses a lot of challenges, but let's look at the opportunity first. I'm more of an optimistic person, so I like to look at opportunity. So it's an opportunity. You can see a lot of output elements, right? Where the wood is strong, right? The wood, because water creates wood, so it's year of innovation. If you can innovate, those who work in the corporate world also, if you can innovate, can have new innovation to solve problem, you will be the lead. Everyone will come to you, and you will be indispensable. And it's very important that you acquire that skills and that opportunity also, because a lot of things, these are inflation, but a lot of things also is on sales, especially businesses. I have a nephew, I just acquired quite a good business, just for 50K. Was that cheap, because that owner sort of filed for bankruptcy, and some of the things that they have to sell off at a very cheap price. Okay, and then it is also a time to set multiple income streams, side gigs. I think now it's a buzzword, right? Side gigs. There are many gurus that tells you about side gigs, that you need to every day in the YouTube you can see a lot of advertisement also. So I have no comments on which guru is good, which guru is not so credible, or whoever that you sign up, then you will need to look at it yourself. So the threats will be it will be full of rebellious and chaotic situation. Perhaps the war will intensify. Fire also means war, because fire. Then inflation, the food item will be quite expensive. Supply chain will be a problem. And definitely is also, if you look at the Li Gua here, the middle here is empty one. Empty means they are scammer one. Okay, the top and bottom got the line that here is empty, means that it's also a lot of scammer. Don't you realize that there's a lot of scams going on every now and then? Receive call. I personally also have received calls. Like telling them they are from where and where, from the government office, from the communication department, that my system has been hacked and all these things. Okay, so be careful on that. So yeah, our second agenda that we will go through is that now I think you all generally already have a outlook of what the years looks like. Later on, we will see how the years impact you all. So here I would like to invite PC to also give a little bit about his research on the global trends outlook for 2022 and see whether it aligns with what I have just told you for the past half an hour. Okay, I'm PC, your turn.
Right. Thank you, Evelyn, and a very good evening to all who have logged in. Some of you might have known me, but some of you might have bought some of my books previously. But I actually has been an author over the past. I think my first book, Invest in Foreign Shares, was launched in August 2014. And then it subsequently made it to the popular top 10 non-fiction bestseller. And it was followed soon after by Invest in REITs, which was launched in 2016 and went into its third print. Now, because of the COVID, a lot of the bookstores were closed, so they decided to stop ordering. But subsequently, when they reopened back, they asked me for additional copies. So I told them I'm not going to print anymore because of the uncertainty. So in 2020, I wrote Global Economic Collapse, which was an ebook where I wrote about how the overinflated global debt would pose a serious problem in the coming years. And that was in 2020. And right now we see a lot of credit issues arising in the global financial market. I also talk about, in that book, I also talk about other shifting trends, okay? And yeah, Evelyn, don't mind, you go back to the
earlier slide, still not yet, is it?
The earlier
Yeah,
slide.
okay.
Yeah. So after that, I've been invited as a speaker for Bursa Malaysia, and I've spoken at UOB, Hong Leong Investment Bank, RHB, Kenanga, and Inter-Pacific Securities to train their retail clients in investing. And interestingly, in 2018, I was asked by Bernama to talk about cryptocurrencies. At that time, it was Bitcoin was trading at 16K, and I told them that, well, there's a lot of hype going in. If let's say you are willing to take the risk, you can look into it, but there'll be some serious downsides as well. So after I talk about it, Bitcoin went to 19K, and then subsequently fell back to about 4K before it went on to achieve 65K. So I also is the co-founder together with Cassie Lau. I think some of you might have been familiar with CassieLau.com, and I also partner with Wealthford to talk about the macro investment program. So next slide.
Okay. So this is
yeah, my Facebook page. Then I also have a YouTube channel which I broadcast what Evelyn and I talk about. Okay, and here are some pictures from my earlier appearances. So let's talk about what's in store for 2023. Evelyn, if you
okay, yeah, let me just go through. Yeah, I just want to paste the link over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because of the we are now living in a very modern age, and news are often carried very fast, and it's just like watching a series of the Fast and Furious. Okay, things can, something just crop up and suddenly you see the market just snap, and then things just fall. And moving forward, because of the modern age of the internet, and also because of the global debt, which is currently more than 3 times the global GDP. We are going to see a lot of credit issues, and this is on top of central banks hiking interest rate. So But central banks, when they hike interest rate, they are also very worried because of all the debt that has been accumulated. That means that some central banks can fail. Yeah, central banks, not banks, yeah, central banks can fail. And also a lot of companies can also go bankrupt. And that is why all this indebtedness will create a lot of problems for the population. And then on the geopolitical front, we are going to see a lot more tensions. And even in the political front as well, okay, there'll be, like Evelyn said just now, there's going to be a lot of rebellion and all those. Yes, we already seen how chaotic it is, especially in the UK. The National Health Service now is on strike, okay? And in France, the people are protesting, asking the government to get out of NATO. So all these geopolitical and political tensions would create what 2023, I would term, will be a compaction of crisis over a very short time frame. And of course, we have inflationary environment because the US, even though the Federal Reserve is, is hiking interest rate, the US government continues to print, okay, requiring a lot more funding. And just imagine that the Pentagon, okay, the US military get 50% of the omnibus bill funding, okay, 858 billion versus a 1.7 trillion budget. So definitely all these require funding, and when there is an additional requirement for funding, when the government cannot meet up to its payment in interest, then that is when there'll be inflation period. And because of slowing economy, inflation then turns into stagflation, and there will be hyperinflationary depression, especially I think among some developed and emerging markets. So it's really not good at all. But like Evelyn said, when such opportunity occurs, when there's blood in the street, sometimes there's opportunity. Environment during the 1930s Weimar Republic, where the old Germany, pre-World War II Germany, actually suffered hyperinflation. And a person with just about 5 ounces of gold can buy an entire street because the people were devastated, okay? So gold at that time reached, I think was several tens of trillions per ounce or something like that. So it can happen, hyperinflationary depression. And especially most vulnerable will be Europe, because Europe is definitely going to see a depression due to their ridiculous sanctions on Russia, okay? They prefer to sanction Russia so that they can buy oil more expensively from countries that have bought oil cheaply from Russia. Okay, so that's how ridiculous it is. And emerging markets will be very vulnerable because most emerging markets rely on trade. And if let's say developed nations have all these problems, then it will filter through to emerging markets. And that is when emerging markets will face a lot of challenge. I think Malaysia, including Malaysia. But I think Malaysia somewhat will be quite, there is a buffer because when there's inflation, that means the price of commodities would rise up. So that is the buffer for Malaysia, but it also eventually depends on how our new government manage the country finances. So there'll be multiple flashpoints, including military conflict among nations. I think, although I hope that it will not happen, but chances are that it could happen is that NATO will go into Ukraine. News suggested that just now, in fact, the Biden admin is going to give the Patriot missile system to Ukraine. And Patriot missile systems cannot be manned by Ukraine soldiers. They have to be manned by NATO members, soldiers themselves. So if Russia decided to take out a Patriot missile team, that would be several dozens of people managing that system, and that could spark more NATO involvement in the war in Ukraine. And this is just similar like the Vietnam War, okay, where first was military advisors, then boots on the ground. And I think the other point of conflict will be in the South China Sea, because the US is a declining empire. It needs to instigate, okay, China into a war so that it can sanction China and forfeit China's asset globally, which some news channel reported is worth about 50 trillion. So that is why the US consistently wants to instigate China into war, okay, so that it can seize China's assets all over the, together in the European countries as well as in the North American countries, or wherever the US deem it wants to take an action. So this is my point of view. But I think it's very important that cooler heads prevail, okay? So there'll also be a rise of multipolar world, okay? A new multipolar world and the new commodities-backed reserve currency versus the central bank's digital currencies. In fact, the Federal Reserve is already doing a 12-week trial on the cryptocurrencies, or they call the central bank digital currency. So on the multipolar side, we have the BRICS nation forming a new alliance, not so-called a new alliance, a new relationship with each other, okay, to be an alternative to the unipolar world, which is dominated by the US, had globalism, and it can actually herald a lot more conflict because the US wants to maintain its US dollar hegemony over the world, whereas Russia and China and the BRICS nation are coming up with their own commodities-backed reserve currency, primarily will be backed by gold. That is why recent years have seen central banks buying a lot of gold. So if you want to hedge your position, I think gold is a worthwhile consideration. Well, that's all for a brief forecast of 2023. Back to you, Evelyn.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks, PC, for your insights as usual. And you all can actually, every month, as I stated, that both PC and I has a talk on the global trends, on the monthly chart, that what is coming up, the forecast. You can also follow us on that and as well. And what happened is that, as we have stated, there are so many news. We do not know what is real, what is not real anymore. Sometimes it will be good that if we can verify with the energy pattern that is using Chinese astrology, and then at least, we have an accurate data. And accurate data will always drive accurate action. Okay. This is, previously in my work, we have been trained to have accuracy when we make decision for the company itself. Okay, so we also, both of us has actually also written a book on the outlook of 2023 and the global trend forecast. If you have interest in these two topics, and in the book itself, we have introduction to the 5 elements what I've talked about, and then I even go into the hexagram, Mother Oracle, and then the industrial performances for each of these, because each of these elements also represent a sector in the economy. For example, fire represents technology, woods represent agriculture, water represent logistic, metal represents automobile, those precious metal, earth represents property. So this is some of it. I have a YouTube channel which talk about what all these 5 elements represent, and we also talk about a global change is coming in this book. You can get a download a chapter, a free chapter download from this, from this link I have given here. I'm sorry, I think I have given the wrong. So from the link here, you can go in. Later, I will give you one link that consists of almost everything that I talk about in this talk. And okay, so so next we will talk about how does the trending, we have already looked at the external energy. Do you know, or do you agree that every one of us has an internal energy? Yes? I think everyone also has an internal energy, and how we acquire the internal energy is that as we know that every moment there's energy, and the day we are born, we will breathe in the first breath of the energy that will program us, our personality and everything. So that's why in the ancient days, people likes to go to the astrologer to look at their birth date, which is translated into the 4 pillar charts, the Batu chart I show you just now, the arrival of spring. And then this will give an estimation, a guesstimate of the person's future. And a person, it will give details, a blueprint, a map of you, what you are, your personality and everything. And then from there, it can also read your journey in life, which, sort of give you an outlook of your future. Okay, so this is why the birth charts is so important. Every one of us has to know at least this once in our lifetime. And these are all the 5 elements. Each of these elements is also divided into 2 because we have yin and yang in Chinese. So you must know at least who you are. Like this chart here, the day masters, or we call the base energy. We are the base energy of water. This is actually the Li Chun chart. And then your own chart, it will also have an impact on to the and how the external energy will impact you internally also. This is I'm going to talk to you about that. But before can we do a poll also that how many of y'all do y'all know? Okay, we don't have to do the poll in order. Oh, okay, some of you are GF. Okay, so yes, very good. So we know that a lot of people are this one. So for the wood person, how many of you are wood person here? A. Okay, wood. Okay, Jeremy is a wood. Okay, so yeah. So here A, the wood day masters is actually the year itself is a water, right? We always look at the outermost pillar when we look at how the year interact with us. We will look at this one. We look at this one should be the focal point. Of course, the rest will have some importance, but this one will be focal point here on how it interact with the day master first. Then later on, it will slowly peel layer by layer. This is how we read the birth charts. So I'm giving you the first layer, which already give you a lot of information already, which is enough for you. So when your day is a wood, Chia or Yi, definitely that chart don't have photo like this. This is my own version, as I told you that I like pictures, so it's easier for me to decode the charts. So okay, so when water comes because water create wood is like resources so you have resources, and then this one here, the down here, the branch is friends your same one. So you will need to relax, focus more on learning together with friends, more on spiritual cultivation, take rest and relax, take care of your health, take care of your house. So this is the resources for the wood people. Okay, so those wood people knows what to do next year. Okay, so next is, shall I go to the fire? Okay, fire. For the fire people, fire can be the sun or the thing fire. So the year comes to year because the water controls fire, right? It's like an influence element, we should say that. Because we also, actually people don't like influence element. That means it's controlling you, like parents controlling child. Normally a child wouldn't enjoy it, but we still need it because we need it to have law and order. Just imagine a government without, a country without law and order, what will happen? Okay, so it also means that you will have a lot of problems to solve. No worries. Okay, so it's an opportunity for you to shine. Once you solve the problem, everyone will know you. So you have more courage to step up. And then okay, this is a year also where you will need to be a bit tactful to your superior. Okay, be nice, and then take care. A year or so, you start to organize yourself, start to have system. And then for female, if you have, it also means your spouse. So you also need to take care of your spouse. Okay. Okay. For fire people, got it? What to do? Any fire people here can give me some, something in the chat. Pink fire. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Luckily you're a man, so it's okay. So next, we have the earth people. Okay. The earth people will be the G-earth, the soil, the agriculture soil, or the mountain. So because actually the earth controls water, right? Because the movement of the water is very much controlled by the earth. Okay, so you will find some money making opportunity. Wealth will come to you. Wealth come to you means you don't get wealth. Don't simply go and invest. Don't go and silang everything in all in no because sometimes you can lose even more money when your wealth is exposed. So you have to take good care. This is the year that you have to take good care of your finances and also your time management is also very important because time equals money. It's also sort of, for me, wealth, time is also like a wealth. So for a man also, maybe you need to, take care of your wife also. Okay. Any earth people here? Okay, next we have metal. So metal people. Wolf. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jacqueline is a wolf. Yeah, so metal people. We have sim metal and also Keng metal. Keng is the warrior, the one that go and fight. The sim metal is the, it is the beautiful girl. Okay, or those that in the shining metal. Okay, so sin metal so because sin will draw in water it's like output create water. So here means that you will need to focus on planning, innovation and creativity, presentation and branding. And also for women is actually your children's style, so you need to look into your children's style as well, the children as well. Okay, so any metal here? I think there's one here. So far I know of is one. Okay. Okay, next. Lastly, we go to the water people. Okay, the water people. So water sees water. All good friends. Water is everything. When you mix together, cannot separate already. Okay, so companion. That means it's time to network with more friends. Do self-reflection because your own self comes up. So you need to do your self-reflection to know where you are. You motivate, become the team motivator, and then careful about your competitors. Also check on spending because this is the year where you will have a lot of networking, friends, events. So you need to check on your spending also. Okay. So okay, so roughly you all know that the 5 types of elements, the 10-day masters, and you also know that 2023 is also a very, very challenging year. So I also have 3 solutions for you to emerge as a winner in 2023. Okay. So number 1 is that we shall look at, a SWOT analysis. That means SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. This is how I analyze a birth chart. I look at all these 4 things based on the birth date. Secondly, also another one is that you could do a wealth analysis to capitalize on what the investment opportunity comes to you. Or you can also, execute activities that align to your energy in the 12 months planning. Let's look at what they are. So the SWOT analysis is for those you want to know your overall strength and weaknesses and use it to capitalize on the opportunity. Okay, so and then foresights into into the future. It will also give you some foresights because especially the luck pillar will represent your journey in life, so you can better plan your your present moment. Okay, so I was in many years I have already taken Chinese metaphysics lessons for many years, for over 10 years with a couple of masters. So I also know that when exactly I will sort of, left the corporate world. And I also, at the time when I left the corporate world, I'm not lost. I already know that what I want to do. Basically, I want to do creations. And this is where I am today, talking to y'all and, presenting my creation, my knowledge and my skills to you all in a package like this, in a course, or, in a book. So this is what how powerful it is that, give you a snapshot of what your talent is and your luck pillar and what you're going to do. So this is the advantage of having at least your, life energy or birth chart read at least once in the lifetime. Know yourself better. Okay, and also for children, it will be very good. At least we can plan for the future or what they are good at. I've read a couple of children's, birth charts as well. So it will give you a snapshot on your strength, on your this one, and this one, the package comes with 6-page reports. In fact, the chart, your strength, weaknesses, analyze the opportunity and threats, and your action plan, how to capitalize on your next is on wealth analysis. I'm sure that most of y'all have taken courses on trading, or maybe you invest in something like properties. Like in period 8, we are supposed to make money. Some people lost a lot of money in property also, because property is really sometimes can be liabilities if you're not careful. So it's not necessary that that thing is good at the period. It's not necessary that it suits you. It also has to align with your internal life energy. So this one is for those who wants to grow wealth and align your life energy and achieve your financial goal and financial independence, retired early, the buzzword here. So because the results are, if we go against, the results will be no good. If we go with our life energy, we will synergize the effect with the external things that we invested. We can see the opportunity better. So the purpose of this analysis is to actually identify your skills on how you can generate wealth, and then how to grow your investment, see an opportunity, and reach financial independence, your financial goal early. Okay, so there will also be a 5-page report here, which talks about your life energy, generate your wealth and value, what are the financial pitfalls that you will have, and then how to grow your wealth, and then recommended action. This one takes a lot of time to do that. What's a portfolio? Because a lot of people tell us diversify portfolio, but a lot of us do not know how to diversify the portfolio. So I will give you a recommendation on which sector to diversify your portfolios. Okay. So this is the thing. So insights. Okay, because besides knowing what you invest, we also need to have the information. Okay, because there's so many information today. Or if you want, to do a yearly planning, just a planning and align the activities to your monthly energy, because each of us will interact with the month energy. So I also have this planning for you. It's a focus-based activities type of planning. So it's wealth. It could be wealth related, which month to do wealth related activities, which month to do promotion, branding, open up new opportunity if you're in business, self-cultivation, study, or end something. Some months the energy comes to you that you have to end something. So that is the month. That month is the best for you to end something, maybe end a bad habit or something. So this is the thing that is very good for those that that are doing in life planning. Let me see if my VIP members is in this. Oh, they are not in this one, because I do this for all my VIP member, because they have a membership with me. So I will do it for them every year. And the objective is to aware of what the divine energy comes to you, and enable to optimize everything. And you will get a 12 months report. If the price is 168, and I will give it for you for free if you sign up the SWOT analysis package on the life energy analysis. Okay, so if you are interested, you can get either 1, 2, or 3 of these solutions to help you to navigate year 2023. Item number 5, a check on time. Okay. So this one, I will give you an outlook. Just now we talk about the top right. The day pillar has, you know, two right, the animal signs, and also what is the stem there and the branch. So this one we will talk about, you know, the 12 animal signs. Do you need a short break or not in between? Any one of y'all want a short break? Yes, no? 2 minutes bio break. Okay. Okay, good. So yeah. So for this one, the 12 animal signs, I will just summarize because I think you can check my YouTube video, which has each and every animal size. I talk about each and every animal size, opportunities and threats. Part 1 and part 2. It is just a 10 to 15 minutes video for each part. So it's on half an hour. So you will get, you know, all your animal signs. Okay. So this one, I will give you a brief outlook. Next year, the Jupiter, the leader, the one that takes the lead is the rabbit. Okay. So rabbit in the astrology, they are actually good friends of dogs, goats, and pig. So generally, this animal will be quite okay because when you are a friend with the big boss, definitely you will be, you know, quite okay one. Okay. So some says that pig will have a bit of challenges. Definitely, they will have because there is also some clashes of the chart itself, and the ox will be slightly uncomfortable because the rabbit itself is actually a wood energy. Okay, the wood, the tree, and then this one is earth energy. So the roots will come and, you know, and touch out or disturb the ox, which primarily is earth animals. So they will feel uncomfortable. And then the rabbit and the rat, actually they form a bit of punishment. So those are with rats in the charts. Actually, the rats in the chart, not only look at the year pillar, you have to look at the whole 4 pillar. Okay, look at the whole 4 pillar here. Even normally we need no year, right? Just now I give you the link. You can know what are those animal signs here, so you can correlate it with that also. So you can look at it. So definitely you will, you know, you will find emotional. You will be quite emotional. And rooster is actually metal energy. This is wood, metal chop wood. So rooster will find, you know, changes. Could be big changes. Pig also to some extent will find changes also because of the, you know, configuration of the Li Chun chart. And here I just group it. Those that will have big noblemen is actually all this group of animal. If you have any of these animal sign in your 4 pillars, then very good. You will have at least a nobleman to help you. And then if you have rabbit in the chart, you take lead because it's leadership. You will be the leader next year, and the spotlight is on you. Okay, and then rabbit also will have, you know, intelligent star, and also goats also have some creativity star as well. Good for learning. In terms of relationship, red is the top. Okay, that's why they have emotional issue because they have so much relationship. They have the good one and the bad ones. So they also have headache. Okay, but anyway, if for those that are single one, they have a real good matchmaker star, which is very good. So and for the monkey, it's also not bad. They have good stars, good relationship stars. The horse also good. And then for ox, tiger, and rooster, you will need to be the nobleman of others if you have those in the charts. Okay. So yeah, any questions so far? Okay, I couldn't get you on what you mean that does it compare to the year pillar? Year pillar, you have to compare it with your month pillar and also your birth chart. You have the month pillar, the day pillar, and also the hour pillar. You have to compare that all together. Okay. So yeah, we shall go through the 6th agenda, which is the cleansing date. Okay, let me explain a little bit on how to do cleansing properly. Okay, so I have given you the dates to do spring cleaning, which is a few days away, 26th of December. and then self-cleansing, house cleansing, and also house cleansing again on all these days. This one is 2 days before the Chinese New Year, if I'm not mistaken. So for self-cleansing, you will need before you even do the, people put 7 flowers, kaffir leaf, pomelo leaf. Before you do that, you have to rub your body with bath salt first to get rid of all the energy, because the salt is the one that push out all the negative energy from you. Then only you use kaffir, lime leaf, and the 7 flowers if possible, to bathe, to, if you have a bathtub, to dip in it. So this is doing cleansing, the cleansing ritual. And then spring cleaning is that for the house before the Chinese New Year. You need to start from west or northeast sectors of your house, because that's where still the good star is. So this is where you start from there, and then you clean up all your house. Okay. So and then this date is the hanging the red banner date. Okay. So it will also tells you that what animal sign clash. That means you're not supposed to hang, and maybe you ask somebody else in a family, and this is the good times, the auspicious time, which I have already picked for this activity. Okay, and then next one is on, okay, you will know that basically this chart. Okay, so I will give you a download on this one on all this in a drive here, so you can go and download the details more. I have even more details on commencing of work. I'm receiving the God of Wealth inside that booklet itself. So this one, tap on your environmental chi. So we know that the flying stars are the stars also change in 2023. So right now we will need to look at basically, what you need to do is that divide your house into 9 sectors if you do not know. And then here, no touch sectors, no breaking of ground, no renovation. Never renovation also, you will need to, to ask somebody else to pick the date for you to do the renovation. So northwest, previous chart, which one? This one, oh, okay, you don't worry. Later on, I will give you the link, download all this information. You don't have to capture. Okay, so this one here, it will. So the 5 yellow is the one that definitely no touch. Then whatever that's across also no touch, because they all are opposing to each other. So all these 4 sectors there are street killings and then year breaker. So all this, please do not do any renovation as you like. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. So here you will get the link to the free chapter of the book, and then the link to the form to get your solution. Okay. So, okay, so this, I edit my responses. Okay, so this is the form itself, and you can, take whichever that you are interested, because actually the life energy, the SWOT analysis planning is very worth it, that, you have the free 12 months analysis together is free of charge. That's worth 168. So it's only about 200 ringgit. Okay, so this is the link to get the solution. This is my YouTube channel on the 12 animal signs. This is my Facebook link. Do connect with me through Facebook, and then I will appreciate if y'all can also, get the go to the Telegram channel if you have Telegram, and then join my channel on the life energy. Sometimes if I have free things, I make, create some free things, dates and all this, I will share with y'all. Even some good videos, like, some accident dates to avoid. Like the other time in the month of July is a lot of clash month. It's a triple clash month. I told people that which date do not travel. And also this is the link to my services and contact date to prepare you for the new year. Okay. So it's a whole booklet. Let me just share with you here. Sorry, I have, I need to share screen here. So what it looks like. Yes. Okay, let me just share with you. Yeah. So this is what it is. You will get all these things I talk about. The hanging the red banner, receiving the God of nobility, the facing direction, and then commencement of work. Okay, do a manifestation for your career and for your wealth also. Okay, so this is the date here that you have. Okay, so you can download it. Okay, special price. Okay, this is my own website. You can go and explore the website also. It has a lot of information as well. I started this blog like more than 5 years ago. Basically because I like writing. And this is what I like to do. Creating things. Okay. Creating things and then helping people create things that will really help people to transform their life. This is what I love to do. Okay. So let me okay, you can see my screen, right? So yeah, so link to my services and content. I think that's it. Is about I intend to end about 10 p.m. and also thank you everyone, and you have a good reunion with your family, because winter solstice is also the time that we have reunions with your family. There's also a saying that Tong Tai Go Nin. That means the winter solstice will be even bigger than the new year itself. So, and enjoy yourself, and also have a good year ahead. Always, if you have any problem related to investment, related to some other things, please remember I'm always here, that to provide you the services. Maybe you want a different perspective to solve a problem, because normally I like to solve problems. I like to create things, and I also like to solve problems. That's why I was in quality engineering. So I always everyday solve problem for many years, but I still enjoy doing it. Those who knows me, the more problem I solve, the happier I am. Okay, so you can anyway you can look at all the services that I have for you all.